Although Frank Stitt spent time studying in Europe with the likes of Richard Olney, Simca Beck, and Stephen Spurrier, the menu at Highlands Bar and Grill often reflects his Alabama roots. A good example of this is blackberry cobbler with creme anglaise perfumed with honeysuckle.
So for the blackberry cobbler with the honeysuckle creme anglaise, first we're going to macerate the blackberries with a little bit of sugar. It depends, the sugar can vary depending on how sweet or how tart the blackberries are. So go ahead and taste one. These are really juicy and sweet. So we don't need too much sugar, so this is just the right amount. Great. A tablespoon of flour. And so as the juices of the blackberries release, the flour will help make just a little bit of a thicker sauce inside the cobbler. I think so. Yeah, I do a little. We're going to put a little bit, and let's take some, and we're going to chop some up a little bit smaller. One of the things that we're doing at Highlands and at Bottega is that we're doing, a little bit more, maybe dramatic or elegant presentations with our desserts. And so instead of making a large whole cobbler that we would just spoon out, what we're going to do today is, and what we're doing now, is making an individual cobbler. Honeysuckles, you always come out in Alabama right at the end of April, the 1st of May. They bloom for a long time, but right now is when they're probably their sweetest. So Dahl has a traditional pastry crust, butter, flour, pinch of salt, sugar, ice water that we've allowed to rest for, a couple of hours in the cooler. She's rolling it out. You're going to put it in an individual removable bottle, fluted tart shell. And just loosely and gently putting the pastry in the tart pan and just pressing fairly gently with her thumbs. We're going to cut these into maybe about a 1/4 inch strips. And if you can work in a cool kitchen or on a cool counter, of course that's great. But since we're just doing this one, we won't have any trouble with our pastry heating up. Laying down 3 strips, and then we're going to weave in like a basket pastry strips. And just simply pressing along the edges to cut off the excess pastry. Just a light egg whites, just whipped with just a little bit of water.
Bake in the middle of the oven for 10 minutes at 450 degrees. Then lower the heat to 425 and bake 35 minutes more.
And then just drizzle a little bit of granulated sugar, and we're ready to go. So we've made a traditional creme anglaise. However, we've just taken a little slightly different spin on that, and we've infused it with some honeysuckle branches. As well as the vanilla beans, which you see the specks. So our warmed blackberry cobbler It's just come out of the oven. And we're going to garnish with a branch of honeysuckle. And that's it.